basis of the guard, the strength of the hips, and the grip that you have on your opponent. This is stacking your guard. He wants to stay basically like this. Why? So he can throw elbows, and throw strikes for the ground and pound. Okay? This is MMA Jiu-Jitsu. Okay? A mixing of the arts. Okay? So lock his legs behind your knees so he can do what he wants. He can come up, he can step back, start throwing his kicks, whatever he wants to do with you. He could throw a leg over, take a leg for any kind of jiu-jitsu move that he wants to do, a leg lock or whatever he wants to do. Okay? That's pretty much what the idea of this guy is. So he's got his ground and pound set up, and he's got jiu-jitsu capabilities, possibilities of what he wants to do. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're going to do a series of little steps of little things that are going to work in a positive way for what my interests are at this moment. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I got your arms, I grounded you, pounded you, and I moved you around. Okay, this is all offense for you, then it'll be defense. And I'm going to pass your guard by going like this to take side control and go like this. Because what I want to do is tie you up, loosen you up to do what I want to do with you. Whatever kind of jiu-jitsu move I want to use from this position in the milliseconds that I have to do them with you fighting. So that's a typical moving. I'm going from stacking the guard. This is your guard. This is your opponent, me stacking your guard. Okay? And this is me passing, just moving your leg and going around. Okay? There's several things I could have done to do the passing. Okay? So we'll just have me passing. I'll come over here, take the position that I desire. This position is just to hold you while I watch what you're doing as I'm trying to look for whatever move I'd like to do to submit you. Okay, now here we are. I'm in what is called side control. Notice my base. I have my legs down where they're comfortable, but everything is in the hips, my movement. Because according to your way of escape, I have to do what I need to do in order to make sure that you aren't going to gain a position in an aggressive manner over what I'm trying to do here. Okay? So here we are at the side control. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to move to what is called north and south position. I have you what is now is what is it called, the north and south position. And honestly, we go up like this. Okay? That way, whatever your legs are going to do, we can get a good base and figure out what's going to happen. From here, I can step in and I can take an arm for an arm bar, or from here, there are several other things I could do. One is I can go for a choke from over here and move your arm over. If you're moving that way, get a lock it up and get you into a choke. There's a couple chokes I could do with that. So we got the north and south position. We have what is called side control, and we have what is called stacking your guard and having you up here and doing what I want to do. Okay. Now, in your guard, your position now defensively is you want to lock your legs into me and hold me from posturing up to do whatever I would want to do as in the moment. If I'm posturing up, I'm pushing off you. I want to posture up to land elbow strikes and punches. So the higher you tighten your guard around up toward my shoulders, if you can, okay, however you want. See, the less capable I am to posture up, and then I have to work to get out of it, okay? There's the essential way to get out of somebody's guard. The best thing for you to do is if you're using a high guard, if you're resting, say you just got struck, and you're trying to come around, is to wrap your arms around me and don't let me posture up. Grab me where you're clenched, okay? Grab me. My job is, see how the one leg goes up? What I want to do is I want to shift your weight so your body is hyperextended and your legs slide down to my waist by standing up. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking your guard so I can work my way out. Notice I have my arms in. My arms are in solely to be able to use the elbows to push at your points and try to work my way out, however I may be able to do it, and get myself out. Then I'm up. Now it's difficult for a person that's on the bottom to hold a high guard on a person that's getting ready to do some ground and pounding. So what you're doing is you're holding good with your guard, but my job now is to try to get in and get out and separate the legs. And then from that position, I don't have to run. I have to do whatever I feel is comfortable at that moment. Whether I want to now move in and take a leg for a heel hook or a leg bar, however I want to do it. You understand? So the whole idea of the guard, I'm getting down into your guard again, what you want to do defensively, you want to have a high, tight guard, and you want to pull me down in so much where I can't get up and do whatever I'd like to do to you in regards to a ground and pound or break away and go for a submission. So in the process of doing it, and I'm breaking away again, and I'm working to get up, and I'm working to get out again, however I want to do it. Defensively, you can take either arm, if you feel I'm breaking free, and grab the back of my heel on either foot, if not both. That way it's called a heel pick. Do either one or both. Now, when you do that, you make me realize I got one left that I'm going to sprawl out so you can't get it. Now I got to come up, break free however I may, get out, and realize that you got me here, so I got to move away from it or work so you can't get me. The process of holding that, I'm breaking free. Your next defensive move would be to do what we call up kicks. What you want to do is pulling on the heel, you want to kick out the person, you want to kick out, in so much where you can put him off what he's trying to do so you can gain control and aggression in what is happening. In the process of doing that, my job is to make sure that you're not kicking me and moving however I want and retreating if possible. Okay? So that's pretty much the idea of you in a defensive mode, me and your guard. A lot of part of the two sections that we just talked about. So you keep the high guard if you're recovering. You keep the head pulled down so he can't posture up and hurt you, your opponent. And then as he's starting to break away, you do the things that you can do. You grab a heel pick, you start doing some up kicks, but what you're doing is you're retreating away from him, knocking him back, getting him off position so you can get up and go at him and gain the aggressive position against him. So in the process of us having you stacked up like that, that's pretty much what you could and would do. That's from the guard here, and that's me and stacking your guard in my position. From a side control, what happens here, if I get you in side control, I'm holding you and hooking you, right? So you can't move, so I can figure out how your body's moving, what the next turn is, so I can grab whatever I want. Whether it's going to be a choke, an arm bar, work toward a Kimura, however I would do it. Okay? Now, what you want to do is you want to turn into me. What you always want to do is you want to turn into your opponent because you always face who you're fighting. So however I'm doing or trying to do what I'm trying to do, your goal is to shift your hips out and turn into me. That way, keep coming, keep turning. That way you're working to reverse this position and gain control. You understand? Absolutely. All right, we'll go right back to what you were doing. Again, I got you in side control. I'm giving you a lock position out of this. You want to turn into me. However, right. Flip the hips, grab, turn over, and gain position. Now you'd be in my guard, it would be half guard because I lock your leg in order to be able to have some type of control of whatever your posture would be, whatever I might want to do, however I might want to move, you understand. So that's pretty much there. North-south position. You're in your guard, I'm taking you from north and south position. Obviously there's several things that you could do from here. There's only certain things that I can do from here, okay? In MMA, there's knees to the bodies, nothing to the head when the man's both legs are down. What I could do is either go for a choke or go for an arm bar, and one of the two is going to be the best for my opportunity. My best opportunity would be whatever you're giving me according to your body movement and what you're doing. And as you're doing it, I will slip into whatever one is comfortable for me. And in manner of doing so, I'm always keeping myself positioned in case that, for some reason, falls through, it does not work out. I want to see where my body's going to be positioned and what opportunity I'm going to have to keep being the aggressor in the ground fight. You understand? Okay? So what you want to essentially do, you want to try to tie me up, wrap me up, somehow in a manner that you would. And what you want to do is you want to throw your hips from one side to the other, okay? And do a gator roll or something to try to get out. That's basically what you want to do. You want to be on top. You never want to be the guy in the bottom. You understand? Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. That's very good. Okay. So, all right. There's our guard position, stacked guard, holding offense, defense, side position. My benefits, what I could do, possibly could do. What we will do now is we will go into a series of the essential jiu-jitsu submissions that are obviously and frequently used in MMA fights, which are easily pulled off, in so much where you're capable of doing whatever you need to do, in so much where when a guy is grounding and pounding you, you're going to eat some punches, you're going to give some back, but there's only certain moves, whether you know 80 or 100 of them, there's only certain moves that are relevant to what your capabilities will be while you're in that moment of fighting. Okay? So we'll stop this here.